Bonsoir, Europe. It's me, Mitchell James. It's nighttime here in Australia, and I'm going to turn my fan off. So this is just an update. I watched Destination Eurovision, and for anyone that wants to see that flag, I do have this flag. I have this, and I have Austria, and I have Slovenia, and I have United Kingdom. I have Australia. And I think somewhere I have Italy, but I would love more of these. If people want to post me them, I'd love it. So let's talk about Destination Eurovision. Let's talk about France. And chat to me as well. Chat to me your thoughts on Destination Eurovision, and I'll have a conversation with you. So this is an update. I'm going to give you my update on what I thought about semi-final one. And firstly, I will say I am a huge Eurovision fan for years. But this is actually the first time that I'm getting into the national selections. I don't know why. I used to watch the British national selection and the Swedish, and that was kind of it. I watched a little bit of the Danish, the Anja Munich. Anja Munich was in it. Anja Munich. What am I saying? That's the name of someone I know called Anja. I mean, Anja Neeson was in it. And but this year I'm really following them all. This is really my second national selection for the year. I saw Albania and I saw this one. And I must say, I was like, what is with Albania? Like, I was like, are these what all the national selections are going to be? And then cut to this, and I was like, wow, this is high quality. This is really well done. This is how a national selection, a small-sized national selection, like obviously at Melody Festival, and it's going to be like, whoa, it's going to be like Eurovision and so on. San Remo is similar to that as well. But this was a small-sized national selection, and it was done perfectly. I love the idea of, I'm not sure if I like the. I mean, I understand two semi-finals. I feel like they can kind of manipulate it a little bit by putting different batches in. But I love the idea of singing cover first and then singing the original song, and then having a jury, having a televote, and just the whole way they did it. It was great. Really liked it. Okay, now to talk about what happened. The covers themselves, the Nystro guy singing perfect. I'll just talk about each artist, okay? I'll talk about each of them. So I'll start with Nystro. And I'm just going to put this, I'm going to follow along with the playlist that I watched. So I kind of remember what I saw. So Nystro. Okay. So what I thought about him was that he has an incredible voice. He didn't need to do the like, oh, look at me, I can also sing in opera. That's been so done by now, okay? And I wasn't so impressed by that. Okay, I've got Unknown Shinigami saying Balahazade. We'll get to that. I'm guessing that's your favorite, Unknown. Thank you for watching. What I was saying was with Nystro is that he was had an incredible voice. I felt like I liked his voice in Perfect better than I liked it in the original song. And I was like, oh, Alma wrote this song. Wow. But the song was just okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't incredible. It was just okay. I don't think he fit the song. So that's what I thought of Nystro. The next performer out of 9 was Shimimbadi. Now, she impressed me so much. Firstly, that Edith Piaf song. Oh, I loved it. It was so good, and they made it like a contemporary version, enough for it to like stay with the greatness of the song. And from there, I was like, okay, she's proven to me that she has the vocal chops. And I didn't see that in the studio recording. She kind of just went under the radar for me. I think I initially had her seventh. Um, and then I watched her perform. I absolutely loved the box setup. Like, oh, that's so good. It took me back to like the good. It reminded me of Undo by Sana Nielsen uh, from Eurovision in Sweden in 2014. And I was like, wow, I really like this. She had the best vocals of the night by far. The song itself, once again, I feel like she was better than the song. She had good moments though. I remember I said like that bit where you kind of like da da da, like she held a bit in the chorus, and it was enough for me because of how high skill she was. So I was like, okay, I might move you up a little. And the next singer I had was Florina. Now I spoke about a little bit about her in my video yesterday. Florina in the shadow. I was like, okay, she's got to have the great voice for this song because I love the song, which is why I had it in my top 4 at third. And I must say that before I saw it, someone did a little bit of a kind of someone let me know in the comments that they thought I was right and that Florina's voice did not get up to par with what the studio recording was. And I would be the first to jump on her with that. But I will say I liked it. It was enough for me. I thought that she sounded really good. She had some soulful moments and she executed well. She's like, shadow. Like what she did there was so good. The only thing that I thought was when I heard this song as a studio recording, I kind of matched it with a Lorraine style performance. I thought she would just be like bashing around the stage, moving, having like all these backup dancers or have like, you know, a guide dancer or whatever and move around the stage and do all the crazy thing. But she kind of stood there with her arms sticking out in the shadow, deer in the headlight. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But I don't know how old she is because she doesn't got a Wikipedia page. I don't really do that much Googling. But when I was watching her at the time, I was like, oh, I wonder how old she is. She just seemed camera shy. And her voice was good, though. I must say, people saying her voice, you know, you're right, her voice didn't come up to par. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give her the fact that she had a good voice. I just thought her stage presence was bizarre for that kind of song as well, just standing. She had a really nice dress on. So did Shemaine. Shemaine, she had a nice dress on as well in the original song performance. Okay, next up, I think it was Batista. And should I talk about the results now or later? I might talk about the results later. Batista Aquaviva. Everything that I said yesterday, I stick with what I was saying. Great singer, new age kind of vocalist. The original song reminded me of Nocturne by Secret Garden. If anyone remembers that song. And I don't think that song would, even though that was a winning song in the 90s, I don't think that that kind of song would do very well at all in this kind of time. And certainly a song that had a lot of like instrumental sections at the beginning as well, which is just a big no-no. She reminded me of something. I said new age. Oh, that's right. So when I was saying like new age, I think like Enya, kind of calming, you know, misty ocean kind of thing. And then she gave us like I'm thinking Lighthouse by that Croatian singer a few years ago. You know the one I'm talking about, like your lighthouse. And then the way that they set up the stage with these like topless buff guys who just like flailed around for 3 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't really get like, I don't know if they were trying to get people into it by like selling sex, but I just did not see that coming with this song. And I was like, okay, I did not really see that kind of set design for that song. And they had like no choreography. The choreographer was like, just look, you're buff, just fling around. That'll do. Okay, Bilal Hassani. Where to start from with Bilal Hassani? Well, I didn't know anything about Bilal Hassani yesterday, but I said that Roi is my favorite song. Um, okay, so just from waiting, I think I listened to the full version of all these songs, by the way, and I not much changed, but I did like the yeah, not much changed. But Bilal Hassani, I was looking up something. How did I find out? I wasn't really looking up. I think I saw a video and it was like a archive clip of him on The Voice or something, and I saw like his evolution, and I read a bit about him and he's how he's not non-binary, and I was like, oh my god, this song alone sold me. So it's great because I know like these people have a story. Like a lot of people have a story, but that song, "Rah," I didn't need the story on its own merit. It's my favorite anyway. So I just became even more impressed. Cut to the cover, by the Stromae cover. I was saying I was confused why he picked that song. Loved that song. He had all of the audience and the viewers captive, and he was doing like I liked how he jilted his body like that, and what he was wearing. It just suited him really well. It was incredible. The live performance was still incredible, but the arrangement was like a soft ballad, and I loved the power in this song. It was like a dry, like a rare. And then listening to the live performance, he got rid of all that, and he had like a fluffy kind of light belt voice. I was like, I don't know if that's just like him in the studio recording versus him live, because I'd never heard him live. Whereas I'm sure a lot of the French viewers and other viewers knew him and had heard him live. And I was like, oh, I was kind of disappointed. But it was still obviously one of my favorite songs. But I was like, I wanted the yelling in the microphone kind of performance. And I got a lot of like light, kind of fluffy vocals from him. So I was kind of disappointed with that, but I still absolutely loved it. And cut to the next song, which is anyone can comment below as well, and I'll talk to you. I'll join in the conversation. Um, okay, Sylvan R. Reg. He was the only one that I hadn't heard the full version because it wasn't on. Well, I couldn't find it anyway, of him rapping. Okay, I can slightly remember the cover. I liked that he sang a lot in the cover. Kind of showed me how his singing range was. I don't think it's really that needed because he mostly raps in his song, but it reminded me of France Junior Eurovision last year. The kind of I don't know the set style and everything reminded me of that. I got worried because the way that they did it with the illustrations made me think, well, Sweden last year did something similar, not really similar at all, but kind of similar in that he danced like in the kind of tube thing, and the camera kind of had like motion picture look, and it disconnected him from the viewers. The jury voted him second. The televoting voted him like right down the bottom. And the reason for that was the disconnect. And that, I was like, oh no. I could see what they were doing, but I was surprised that they went there. Having said that, the last 30 seconds or 20 seconds, they kind of took the camera out. They panned it out of like the doll little set that they were doing and showed him on the stage and that he was working the whole thing. And I was like, okay, well, that's enough for the viewers to be like, okay, I get it. And he did, I mean, like I said, I feel like there should be room for rappers in Eurovision. We just haven't had that many good ones. Does anyone remember that? Montenegro, who say? And like all I can remember is the horror of Daz from United Kingdom 2006, Daz Samson. What did you learn at school today? Don't tell him. Okay, just run the other way. So but I was like, yeah, this guy can rap well. If we had a rapper like him in Eurovision, I wouldn't be too mad. But I mean, comparing him to all the others, I was like, well, I don't think he should win. I don't think he should do so super well, but he was middle ground for me, and it was probably a nifty setup that they did on the stage for him. Okay, next one is Eyesight. Okay, this is really interesting. This was controversial in my household. Her singing Dancing Queen. Did anyone like her version of Dancing Queen? It was like an Afro, made me think like for some reason like Caribbean. I'm not so sure, but a really different sound to Dancing Queen. I actually kind of liked it. I digged it. I digged it. I dug it. I thought it was good. I liked that she went down the stage into the audience, and I just really liked it. I think it showed her artistry. The rearrangement I just thought was kind of funny, but the people I was watching with were like, no, we do not like that. And her original, I did not expect her to have such a quivery voice. That kind of threw me off from the studio. People that have quivery live vocals, and you don't need to be bad quivery, but she had a quivery vocal. She was good, she was contained, but the studio recording versions don't capture quivers. So it's just like straight vocals in a CD, in a recording, and then cut to performance, you get the quivering that you don't get. Someone like that, who I'm thinking of an example and I just forgot. Oh my goodness, just had a mind blank. But people like Kelly Rowland sometimes does the quivery thing. But yeah, so anyway, I was kind of just surprised, taken aback from that. And the more I heard this song, I still really liked her. And at the same time, I was like, this song doesn't really have that much depth to it. And I was kind of annoyed because I was like, I think she deserves a better song. She did the best she could. I like that she did work around. She did perform around the stage, yet there were moments where she was just kind of there and she did like, because in the chorus she kind of goes like, and then there's like a dance thing, and she's just kind of like standing there, yeah. So it was not, I put it as second favorite when I heard all studio versions. When I watched the live, I was like, well, I wouldn't put it as second, but yeah. So, I keep going back to the wrong thing. Okay, Lautner. Lautner surprised me so well. They were really good. They were great performers. The only thing I'd have to say from watching them doing their cover, and their cover was Amir. Clap, 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 clap. So good. That was such a great choice. I don't know, like the Eurovision obsessed fan in me was like, whoa. And they did it like in a ballad version, which I loved as well. And I think I even liked it more than the original version. And so, anyway, so I thought they were good, but he's singing, the brown haired guy, especially, deer in the headlights. He was like, he looks really stage frightened, like Florina, and really light vocals. And I think that was just, he was a bit off the presence. He was a bit off from everything, a bit nervous. So, yeah. But apart from that, apart from the light vocals and the deer in the headlights looking a little like stunned, yeah, they both did really well. They had good chemistry together, and actually their performance was, I still really liked the song, and I could see they were doing a lot of there was a lot of like not choreography, but there was a lot of movement And like I remember seeing him like the weirdest thing was a skate. I just had to laugh at that. But I mean, they're just like feeding. They're like, if you're a teen and you like to skate, or you're a girl who's into like skaters, this is the song for you. You need to vote. So they were kind of like feeding that to the young teen viewers, I guess. Um, and but I just thought that was very funny in such a small kind of stage. And but I noticed like the violinist guy was like singing, and then the brown haired guy was like dancing around him like several times. I was like, okay, I like what they're doing. Um, yeah, and I still really liked that song. So who else? I keep going to the wrong thing. Okay, Maisie, Maisie. I don't know why I say her name like that. Okay, what was her original? I've just had, I mean, not original. Her cover was. Oh, it was a French song which I did not know. But um, yeah, that was interesting. I can't really remember too much from that. Maisie was my eighth favorite in the studio, and it's only because performance-wise, she was one of the best on the night, and that's a great thing. Vocal wise, she still wasn't one of the best, but performance, she gave it. I remember her performance so well. I loved, like, she just worked it as well. She went around, she was on top of a cube. The song itself is just too basic. And I credit to her, she wrote the whole song on her own as well, which I liked. But the song was just ooh la la, it was just meh. It was just meh for me. Like I think I said, if I turned on my car, I'd like to hear it like playing on the radio while I chill myself, a chill drive. But I wouldn't want to hear it in competition, and it would just kind of be washed out by everyone else. So for me, that's what I thought. But I definitely see her great performance skills. I love that everyone got excited for her after, and she looked really happy. I like that she had that moment, and she can take that with her. That's everyone. I will say a little note. Christoph William and Andre Manikian. I think it's Christoph William who's the judge and sang tonight in the interval, or last night in the interval performance. You got it from. Wow, I did not expect that kind of voice from him, and he was an incredible singer. So I watched that as well, and I got really into that. Now for the results, which was the weirdest thing. Now, can someone tell me with the results how the jury ended up giving someone no points? Like, I'm seriously asking, does anyone know how they voted? Did the jury, because I didn't really get it from what they were saying in French, did the jury vote for 4 people each? And so Florina got no votes, because I kind of thought that everyone would, if there's 9 of them, everyone would kind of get like some kind of vote. Like they would all have to do a ranking or something. But I'm guessing they only had to vote for the top 4, and Florina didn't get anyone's top 4. Is that right? Anyone that's watching live, can you please tell me, or comments below? And I was shocked at Florina getting 0. Honestly, I was so shocked. In the Shadow, In the Shadow is an incredible song. And actually watching all the live performances, I thought it was really good. But I understand the standing like that, like her hands out in the shadow. Like, I mean, her vocals were on point, but she didn't do anything incredible. And she just stood there frozen, stage fright like Lotna. And I think also it being in the set list, it just kind of got forgettable, which I'm surprised that the jury real got like. I'm surprised that the jury forgot about her just from something like that. Maybe I'm surprised she just didn't get any vote. And then she did get, what did she got, like 5th or something, or 4th from the televoting, at least. Then the other shock is ISAD got second by the jury and last in the televote. And I was like, skirsh. And it was great news for Bilal Hassani, who got first, I think, from both. Am I right? And that was great for him in the song. I'd love to see the studio arrangement. I really, really would, because anyone who hasn't heard the studio arrangement, go listen to the studio arrangement. Like, it's going to be on my Spotify. I'm going to be playing it for the rest of this month. It's incredible. I love that I'm not rich, but I'm something something, and I found my kingdom. Oh my god. In the studio version, it's incredible. Live, it was still really good. I got the impact. He's a great storyteller regardless. But the light vocals and the ballad kind of like dring, dring. I'm like, no, we need the oh no, no, no. I'm not rich, but I love the studio version. Anyway, I think that's kind of it. Who else was a shocker in the voting? Lautner just missed it by fifth, which I'm really kind of sad about, but it's okay. I sat. Thankfully, she got a second place in the jury, which allowed her to be in the top four just. Oh, the other shock, the rapper, was it? The rapper got the rapper got in the top four. I was really shook about that. I forget what the jury voted the rapper. And I mean, Shemaine got in, and I don't blame her. Like I said, I think she earned that place, because I had her way down, and the way she sang impressed me. So she really earned that position in the performance, in the live national selection. Does anyone have anything to say? You can comment below. I'd love to know your thoughts on your Destination Eurovision. So anyway, this has gone long enough now. So I'll give it a little bit of time to talk to people. Like I said, does anyone know how Florina got 0 points? I don't know. I don't know how that happened. Did she just, I'm assuming that, I'm trying to find a comfortable spot. I'm assuming that she just didn't, that the juries had to vote a top 4. Anyway, before I go, I'll bring out my flag for you. Where's my flag? Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh. But like I said at the beginning, the quality was so high, and I can't wait till semi-final 2. I'm also going to look at all the other national selections. I'm going to check out the artists from X Factor Malta, as we know the winner of that will go on to bring great distinguish to the role of representing Malta in Eurovision this year. And there's a Czech national selection. There's a Latvian, which it was one of the first I'd seen, and boy, oh boy, I've seen that. I love the French national selection. So I'll get onto that as well. And the Estonian, and they're all coming. There'll be a point like, this is like the time where I could take my time. Like, I can take my time to talk about the French national selection. It's going to be a point where I'm just going to have to go boom, boom, boom over every video. And I would love to make these kind of more effective edited videos where I was going to talk for like, a 10-minute video where it's kind of usable and viewable, but I just don't have time. I don't have time and the memory on my computer to edit all these videos and kind of put them through, and then by the end of it's being done and uploaded, no one really cares anymore about the national section. So I'm just doing these live videos. Seems to be okay for now. The people that are watching, thank you. If you are watching, I appreciate it so much. And like I said, I'm going to be doing so many of these kind of videos, and I'm going to do when the songs come out, when the song comes out, I can feel my love with Eurovision. I'm going to actually be doing these like edited, pre-made videos like I usually do every year, and give it the high quality it deserves. For now, I'm just doing these live videos with updates as well. And I think I'm going to go. So if anyone has anything else to say, otherwise I'll just be going. Thanks so much. And like I was saying, I do those videos. You can subscribe to see more of my videos. And if you want, and you can stay up to date with what I do for my videos throughout this Eurovision year. And on that note, I'm going to go. So bonsoir Europe, bonsoir France and Paris, and again. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. Okay, bonsoir, Europe, and goodbye.